Hello, shout out to whoever was viewing like the scuff earlier. It's me. I'm back. I'm me. And this is so stupid. Okay, there it is. Wait, that's my Twitter. I'm fine. I'm totally not panicking because of Sunday. Okay. It should be fine. This looks normal. We just bring it up a little closer. Wait, no, that just looks weird. All of this just for like a 6-minute clip that probably has like 2 minutes of Sunday. Okay. Yeah, basically the reason why I'm like so excited is because of this. Also, I'm just really like a huge fan of the English voicing for Sunday. It's so good. So I'm gonna open it up now. Like any normal person would. And then before
in a world of turmoil, she mends the riffs with her singing. Her many hits break the major music charts of the cosmos and continuously provide people with the strength to move forward. Walking under the limelight on the path of harmony, she uses music to erase misunderstandings and prejudices, and song to weave understanding and sympathy. She's the universally renowned superstar, the well-known songstress who will soon grace the Charmony Festival.
Let me just check. This is a little too loud for the video, but it's almost working. Hold on. Oops.
Stage,
okay,
Ms. Robin! To delve further into the journey of this cosmic superstar, we are fortunate to have with us today Ms. Robin's brother, Mr. Sunday, who is also the organizer of the...
Wait. I'm okay. Okay. That's Sunday. I'm okay. Ah! Alright, I'm gonna start watching it now. I'm gonna put it back. Okay, let's do this.
In a world of turmoil, she mends the riffs with her singing. Her many hits break the major music charts.
Wait, I wasn't paying attention. Hold on. I really said this is going to be like 7 minutes, and now it's been how many minutes?
In okay, a world of turmoil, she mends the riffs with her singing. Her many hits break the major music charts of the cosmos and continuously provide people with the strength to move forward. Walking under the limelight on the path of harmony, she uses music to erase misunderstandings and prejudices, and song to weave understanding and sympathy. She's the universally renowned superstar, the well-known songstress who will soon grace the Charmony Festival stage, Ms. Robin!
Hell yeah.
To delve further into the journey of this cosmic superstar, we are fortunate to have with us today Ms. Robin's brother, Mr. Sunday, who is also the organizer of the upcoming Charmony Festival.
Oh my god, look at
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Sunday, for...
Oh my god, he sounds so good. I miss him so much. Like, I love him so much. He's here. I don't wanna... Should I just take it off?
Taking the time to chat with us. For the Charmony Festival just around the corner, is everything going smoothly so far?
Charmony Festival preparations are progressing smoothly, and we look forward to meeting all the guests very soon.
Oh, look at
Word on the street is Miss Robin has actually gone missing, and the truth is being covered up by the family. What is your opinion on these rumors, Mr. Sunday?
Rumor has it that Mr. Owlbert is a meticulous and scientifically minded journalist. I had assumed that Mr. Owlbert would despise using rumors as a basis for reporting.
Oh my god, look at
Seeing
the
is
little
believing.
piercings on
Let's
his
stick to the program
wing.
for now.
It's so tiny.
Miss Robin is a physical type character on the path of harmony. She excels at channeling her voice.
Oh,
through
right,
the
this is
power of
about
harmony
Robin,
to
I
resonate
forgot.
with beings
Hi.
across the worlds.
The sister
When she
of
uses her
Sunday.
basic attack, Miss Robin deals
Wink,
physical damage
flip,
to a
wink,
single enemy.
wink.
Just to clarify, there are no dangers in Penacony's sweet dreams. The enemies appearing on screen are merely extras used for the purpose of the program.
All right, so that was a lie, obviously. But it's okay. He's just trying to maintain order as like the head of the, I don't know, family of Penacony. I don't know really what his position is, but I do know he's the head of something. Yeah, head.
More meticulous and scientific than I am, Mr. Sunday. Well, that's interesting.
Oh, please don't misunderstand. I just don't want to cause unnecessary panic for the viewers watching the
Sure.
program.
All right, okay, I
We
gotcha.
need to be chill, carefree, and upbeat.
Beta content,
right?
not indicative of the final game.
Let's move on. When using her skill, Robin cheers on her allies with her singing voice, increasing the damage dealt by all allies.
Oh,
for
that
a
looks
certain
so
number of turns.
good.
When using her ultimate, Robin can cause an ally to immediately take
Vox
action
Harmony
as she enters the concerto
Opus.
state.
What?
Within that duration, Robin will not have her own turn.
Robin is
and can
immune to
act,
crowd
but her
control.
voice
Oh,
will
that's so
accompany her allies.
cute. Everyone's
She
on
finds
this.
more comfort in knowing that her singing brings strength to others than in receiving praise for her singing.
Indeed. With the power of her singing voice, all allies' attack
Oh,
will be
the
boosted,
effect is
and
so
each of the allies' attacks
cute.
will carry bonus damage from Robin that is guaranteed to crit, allowing allies who excel in high-frequency
Wait, what?
attacks
Guaranteed
deal-
to crit?
That is, attack will be boosted, and each of the allies' attacks will carry bonus damage from Robin that is guaranteed to crit, allowing
the
allies who
hell?
excel in high-frequency attacks to deal more damage within a limited number of actions.
God
When the
damn.
concerto state ends, Robin will immediately take action.
Besides her talent to motivate with her voice, my sister is also adept at listening and observing. The efforts of her companions will bring her inspiration and strength.
Robin's talent allows her to regenerate additional energy
Tonal
after her
resonance.
allies attack enemy targets. Coupled with allies' high-frequency attacks,
Oh,
Robin
I
can regain
like-
her
I
ultimate
super
usage
like
more
it. Her
frequently.
ult
Robin's
icon is
technique
so
creates a
nice.
special dimension around herself that lasts
Overture
for a
of
certain duration.
inebriation.
Enemies within this
Doesn't
dimension
that
will not
mean
target Robin and
drunk?
will instead
Look at the
follow
little
her.
hearts on their
After
back.
entering combat with enemies there, she'll regenerate energy at the start of each wave. To summarize, as a Harmony character, Robin's core mechanism lies in her ultimate, which allows all allies to act immediately. Combined with her ultimate's additional damage effect and her skill's damage boost effect, the team can deal higher damage more frequently within a limited number of cycles.
Experiencing the beauty of harmony in her singing is best done by attending one of her concerts.
Indeed. We will now see a previous performance by Miss Robin, where she collaborated with two other superstars.
Oh?
With her leading the vocals,
Oh,
she
it's
sets the
just
tone for the entire
the units.
performance
All
by
right.
using her skill first. In the midst
Why
of Miss
only
Robin
3?
singing, her two partners
Oh, it's
receive
so
a
pretty.
damage boost buff. The partners launch their attack, and with their help, Miss Robin's energy is now fully replenished. Before any
Okay.
discordant notes can disrupt the harmony, she showcases her outstanding crowd control abilities and promptly unleashes her ultimate, helping her partners reclaim control of the center stage. She then steps back behind her companions, continuously empowering them with her singing.
Her radiance is dazzling, yet also gentle and harmonious. She prefers to stand behind her companions, offering her harmony to them. Together with her partner's performance, they reach the climax of the entire piece.
In the midst of Miss Robin's song, her partners spring into action, and each of their
Alright.
attacks comes with extra damage. The Galactic Baseball, the Trailblazer,
I see,
activates their
alright.
ultimate promptly, delivering a
So
heavy
that's why
blow in
she's
the
good
middle
with a
of the song,
follow-up team,
and
because the
triggering
more they
Madame
attack,
Herta's follow-up
the
attack.
faster.
Perfect coordination. The two dancers swiftly moved to the beat, their intricate steps complementing each
God,
other rather than getting in the
so
way,
good.
showcasing a harmony of their own.
With the accompaniment of Miss Robin singing, Madame Herta delivers the final dance.
I feel like this is the first time
Perfect
I've
call.
seen
It's
her
time
this
to
ult.
call it a day.
I don't ever use
What
her.
a splendid performance! Can we get an encore?
Mr. Owlbert's meticulous and scientific commentary is also quite impressive, and I apologize for my previous comments.
Not at all. The
I
beauty
want to
of
put
harmony
him
Miss
in my
Robin's
mouth.
singing
It's so
has simply
tiny.
brought us together. So, could you also give us a meticulous and scientific analysis of Miss Robin's recent situation?
The Charmony Festival is just around the corner.
Scientific analysis of Miss Robin's recent situation.
The Charmony
How did he even generate all that credit? He didn't do anything. He didn't press anything.
Festival is just around the corner.
God, I love. I will never
The
shut up.
Charmony Festival is just around the corner, and the family would like to invite a meticulous and
Just like me.
scientific media personality to cover it. Mr. Owlbert
Oh,
is
that
just
is
who we're seeking.
that's me.
Here's an advance on your fee. I'm looking forward to our collaboration.
If you're looking for a meticulous and scientific host, you've come to the right person. We warmly invite all our viewers as well.
Oh, it's
The
looking
curtains
like
have been raised for the festival, and the Once in an Amber Era Charmony Festival is about to begin. The plan of festivities, Petticone, awaits your arrival.
Oh, is that it? I need more Sunday.
Right person.
Look at him. He's so cute. I want to cry. He's so cute. Look at him. Oh my god, he's so cute. He's so tiny and cute, and I I miss him. And he sounds so good. Like I can't explain how normal I am over his English voice. Like the first time that I met him, I was like, "What? Like he sounds so flat and transactional." I'm not sure if I'm a fan of their portrayal of Sunday. And then 2.1 happened, and then suddenly it's like I woke up and realized how perfect the voice is for Sunday, because he speaks so clearly, and the tone of his voice is just it's immaculate, and it fits him so perfectly, and he's so pretty, and like the actor is actually super crazily talented. Oh my god, I don't know what I'll do if he dies later on, because I kind of looked further into the boss. Well, not really the boss, but just specifically the name of the boss. It was something like Carus Septimus, I think. And when I first watched the live stream for 2.2, what I remembered the boss's name was Septimus or something, and it was a totally different meaning for the Latin word that I thought I had in mind, but apparently it was kind of something closer to something, but it was something else, and apparently Septimus means the seventh, so the seventh chorus. And so like the Hellovians have a lot of Christian themes, like obviously being like celestial beings or inspired by celestial beings, and all the crucifix and the crosses, the wings, and the angelic themes. So I looked into it and tried checking if there's like a seventh archangel or a seventh angel that is like notable in the mythology, the Christian mythology. And apparently the seventh angel, I'm not sure how real it is or how accurate it is, because I literally just googled seventh angel, and like checked on the notes real quick. I didn't really open a lot of links, but apparently, I think it was the seventh angel who sounded the last trumpet for the Book of Revelations when it was like the end of the world thing. So that kind of means something. And then notably as well, so his name is Sunday, right? I looked into an archangel. There is an archangel. I think I posted my thoughts on Twitter. I can't really recall all of it right now. But there was also a total of 7 archangels, I think. I don't know what that has to do with what I'm trying to prove or uncover. But like, it's something. It's an archangel because the boss has, I don't know, six wings, like 3 pairs of wings on its head. And hold on, I'm trying to pull up my post. 7 archangels. Yeah, I didn't put in any notes. So yeah, his name is Sunday, and guess what the 7th day is of the week? Sunday. Now the thing is, it's not really consistent for most cultures. So some cultures have Sunday as the first day of the week, and some have it as the 7th or the last day of the week. For Christianity, at least it says on Wikipedia, I think, Sunday is the first day. So yeah, I'm on the fence if that 7th course thing proves that Sunday is somehow behind that boss. But I think there's like a split-second clip of Sunday, like with the red lighting and everything. It seemed like he was waving around like a conductor's I don't know, staff, stick, whatever. So it could really be him after all. I don't really care if he's the boss or not, or he's evil or not, or anything at all. I don't really care what he does at this point, so long as he lives. That's really just my main concern. I don't want him to die. I need him to be playable. I need him to be imaginary harmony. But yeah, that was Sunday. Let me try to check if we can find something else that is about Sunday, or maybe we could check further into Robin's clip, or actually, now that we are here, I don't think I've watched. There's a commercial for the concert. I think this is the one. So I'm gonna put that in. Oh, wait. Oh, that's a big one. Need to make it smaller. Okay, that should be it. That is so insane, honestly. Sunday. The patch is in a week, and I really don't. I'm really excited for the patch, but I don't really like want to play it immediately, because that means I'm gonna wait for another like 6 weeks again for the next patch. But being that there's another boss that I'm kind of feeling that it might be a little bit hard. I'm not sure, maybe. I don't know, just going off from the pattern. The last boss was apparently super hard that they had to nerf it. I don't want another situation where I missed the pre-nerf boss, so I'll probably have to do my best to finish the quest as soon as it launches. But anyway, let me just I think I already saw bits and pieces of this. Should be this is for the pre-concert. I just want to watch it real quick. You know what? I saw this like screenshots of this, and I'm really bothered by this her lip hair. I'm sorry, it looks weird. I personally like the straps better. This one. This looks much better. I don't know about you guys. Is that supposed to be Jinglu? She sent it to us? Urgency! No, I'm not really surprised, but he looks so good. Oh, he looks so good, especially in this frame. Also, he like stepped on the cat's tail. That's why he slipped. That's actually insane. I feel bad for the cat. Oh, poor cat. But this kind of reminds me though. I think that was way back when I was in high school. So I was like, getting ready to head out. And our school starts really early. And I kind of live quite far from it. I lived like at least an hour away from the school. And traffic is really bad. So you usually at least 2 hours of travel time. And then it started at 6 a.m. So we have to leave by like 5 a.m. And so whenever I leave the doorstep, it's really still dark out. It's 5 a.m. And there was a time, like, the moment that I stepped out, like the very first step out of the doorstep, the ground was like kind of squishy. And thankfully, even though I was really, really sleepy at that time, as I always am, I'm really always sleepy. I'm perpetually really sleepy. I had the instinct to like not completely step on it right away in full force. So I just felt it. I was like, what is this? Is this a new rug? Is this a new welcome mat? And when I looked at it, it was a kitten. It was a kitten sleeping by our doorstep. And I didn't hurt it. Like, I didn't really... there was no like forceful step at all. It was just like I felt like a different texture, and then I completely stopped my step. So there was no harm done. But yeah, it really stuck to me to this day. So every time that something like this happens, even if it's just for a tale, I always remember that moment because I was horrified. Because what if I was too sleepy and continued my step? I would have killed a kitten. And, oh, that's terrible. It's just so terrible and traumatic. I'm glad I was awake enough to realize that. But anyway, oh, it looks so good. That had to hurt. Also, RIP tablet. It just crashed to the ground. He looks so much like Kakabasha here. I know he's like technically Kakabasha all the time, but when his hair is like more fluffier and less quote unquote styled, he looks more similar to his younger self when it's like that. I mean, it's not really much of a difference, but this particular frame where his hair is a little bit messier than usual and a little more fluffier. Yeah. He's so pretty. What are these? Is there an army of coffee? Why is Argenti looking kind of thin? Was that Argenti? Are those supposed to be like the freebies for the Wait, what? Are those like her wings? Like her real wings? Extra pair of wings? Or is it just part of her dress? It's coming from her... Is that her wings from her skill? Or is it just a dress design? What is that? I mean, it looks like it's feathers. Alright, okay, that's really cute. You know what? I really wish, since they make all of the effort to always make teasers for their concerts with their like promotional characters for the concert like this, I really wish they would at least like go the extra mile of creating a whole music video of them really playing the instruments and you know her singing, but like do it for if I can stop one heart from breaking, or just any other song that they can do it for, because you know I would love to see Argenti play the drums. That would be so cool, and him shredding the guitar for whatever song. That would be so nice. I also am not sure if I kind of wanna. I will probably most likely stream the concert, which is in like a couple of hours from now, 6 hours from now. So the thing is, I have work later, and there should be really no problem, no pressure for me to view the concert in real time. I can always do it at whatever time, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I kind of want to watch it live. Who knows? It really depends. Oh, look at him. That's mine. Do they have anything else? I think there is a Korenani. There's an event? Look at him. There's like 2 pairs of wings, and then this is a helmet. And Kalis looks blind in this shot because of the lighting. And then that's Stealth's thighs. Very grateful for that. I don't get how it's Luca again, because Luca was just featured in Adventurine's banners. He's like in the banner right now. And then it's another Luca for tomorrow's journey. Okay, it's just a summary of the things. I'm really looking forward to having Robin. I know I said before that she kind of bores me. She still does, but her aesthetic is kind of growing on me now, so... And also, she's a Harmony character. You can never go wrong with Harmony. It's always such a good unit, especially for the 5 stars. They're so insanely OP. Like, once you get a shiny new 5-star Harmony unit, they make everything else so much easier. Like, they're a quality of life package in one unit. Like you could really feel things being easier, much easier than before you had them. That's how I felt with Sparkle. It's insane. I really love Harmony units. Okay, that's Acheron. That is, what is this? I haven't seen this before. Got a Nani. Oh, that's cute. Sparkle. Renmei, Hanya, Kafka. What is that? Oh, it's the sisters. Multiverse Vistas. What is that? What's that mean? Sonorous. What does that mean? Sonorous. Imposingly deep and full. Okay. Cool. Ugh. Oh, this looks nice. Someday I'll make a dream unchained, and my heart brings back always. So invest in Is that really it? For the last time, I want to see Sunday again. I really miss him. I want to hear him again. Do we already have her trailer? Or does it drop on another day? 1 year stellar tour review. What is this? I have no idea what this is. Oh, it's the offline anniversary stuff. They actually paid for Clocky to be on that Las Vegas orb. Panatoni. Party. Robin cosplay. Ooh, she kind of pretty. I wish the wings were a little bit fluffier though, but this is really nice. Misha, Venturine, Black Swan. Okay. Oh, I really like that Sparkle. She's so pretty. I think that's the one from the Night and Penacony party. She's so cute. And overall, I really like all of their formal dresses. All of the female outfits. They look so nice. And it makes me wish that we had formal outfit skins in game. That would be so great for Himiko. She kind of already has that going on, but it would be great to see her in, let's say, like a black or a midnight blue dress. That would be so pretty. It's my beloved English cast. I love this so much. Argent. Venturine. Oh, that's a tall Black Swan. Okay, so these are just people. Okay. The anniversary. Can I have more Sundays somewhere somehow? Oh, I haven't seen this. Well, I've seen clips of this. Oh wait, I'm dumb. I didn't turn off the Supreme idiocy. There it is. That is just Tomu from Honkai Impact 3rd. Brink of Crisis. The control tower. Why is the Astral Express included?
We have to deploy the weapon. The city's defenses won't hold much longer.
No, it's too dangerous. It hasn't passed the last round of testing yet.
Then blast that thing with all our firepower.
The imaginary interkinetic portable tactical laser cannon is still charging.
There's no time to evacuate the city. We're done for.
What should we do?
Everyone, stay calm and do what you can. Pom-Pom will buy you some time.
Why does Pom-Pom sound kind of different here? Pom-Pom rollout. It's so cute.
The road ends here, Homu. Pom-Pom's putting a stop to this.
Pom-Pom ear attack. No!
Almost depleted.
What is it time? Not the time to give up.
Needs help. Is the weapon ready yet?
Yes, but then Pom-Pom might not be Pom-Pom anymore.
What?
No choice. Fire it up.
Pom-Pom might
Ultimate
not be
decisive battle
Pom-Pom
weapon
anymore.
activated.
Oh, that's us. Oh, the Rainbow Bridge. Ultimate. What? Ultima Primus? Paramount Supreme Mobile Fusion Trailblaze Warrior. This is so nostalgic. Oh no! We became a sword, aren't we? Inside the Express? How are we supposed... We're gonna get waved around. We're inside of this. How's that gonna work? How's that gonna work? I need a figure of that booby laser.
Pom-Pom, ready to attack. This time, you're going down for real.
No, don't hurt Homu!
Here it comes.
Oh my god, he blasted his ass, literally. I can't remember what Genshin did for April Fool. Oh no, we're defeated. Can Pom-Pom defeat Homu? Yo, it was so cute. It was super, super cute. Okay, for the last time, I really need to rest now. But I want to hear Sunday again. So another 7 minutes. 7 minutes
The
with
Trailblazer
Sunday.
activates their ultimate. In a world of turmoil, she mends the rips with her singing. Her many hits break the major music charts of the cosmos and continuously provide people with the strength to move forward. Walking under the limelight on the path of harmony, she uses music to erase misunderstandings and prejudices.
I'm gonna try to
and
focus
song to
on
weave
Robin this
understanding and
time.
sympathy. She's the
Honestly, not
universally
really. It's still
renowned
gonna be
superstar,
Sunday for
the
me.
well-known songstress who will soon grace the Charmony Festival stage, Ms. Robin. To delve further into the journey of this cosmic superstar, we are fortunate to have with us today Miss Robin's brother, Mr. Sunday, who is also the organizer of the upcoming Charmony Festival.
I just noticed that Albert's like brooch thing on his hat is like a microphone. That is so cute. Sunday. Oh, Sunday.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Thank you, Mr. Sunday, for taking the time to chat with us. But the Charmony Festival just around the corner. Is everything going smoothly so far?
Charmony Festival preparations are progressing smoothly, and we look forward to meeting all the guests very soon.
Word on the street is Miss Robin has actually gone missing, and the truth is being covered up by the family. What is your opinion on these rumors, Mr. Sunday?
Rumor has it that Mr. Owlbert is a meticulous and scientifically minded journalist. I had assumed that Mr. Owlbert would despise using rumors as a basis for reporting.
I want a
True.
Sunday plushie.
Seeing is believing. Let's stick to the program for now. Miss Robin is a physical type character on the path of harmony. She excels at channeling her voice through the power of harmony to resonate with beings across the worlds. When she uses her basic attack, Miss Robin deals physical damage to a single enemy.
Just to clarify, there are no dangers in Penacony's sweet dreams.
You're a
The
liar.
enemies appearing on screen are merely extras
You're a
used for the
liar, but
purpose
I
of the
love
program.
you. But you're a
More
liar.
meticulous and
You're
scientific
lying
than I
to
am,
people.
Mr. Sunday.
To your citizens.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, please don't misunderstand. I just don't want to cause unnecessary panic for the viewers watching the program.
Oh, Sunday,
We
you're
need
a
to be
liar.
chill, carefree, and
Dirty,
upbeat,
filthy, crazy
right?
liar. But it's fine. I can
Let's move
fix
on.
you. Or I can
When
make
using
you
her skill,
worse.
Robin
I
cheers
actually
on
want to
her
make you
allies
worse.
with her singing voice, increasing the damage dealt by all
I
allies
need
for a
him to
certain
be the
number of
next
turns. When
auto-apocalypse.
using her ultimate, Robin can cause an ally to immediately take
Up his
action
cousin.
as she enters the concerto state. Within that duration, Robin will not have her own turn and can act.
What
but
does
her
it sound
voice
like
will
a- like
accompany
a-
her allies.
French.
She finds more comfort in knowing that her singing brings strength to others than in receiving praise for her singing.
Indeed.
French, Latin,
With the power of her singing voice, all allies'
mix.
attack will be boosted, and each of the allies' attacks will
For
carry
her
bonus damage from
skill
Robin that is
name.
guaranteed to crit, allowing allies who excel in high-frequency attacks to deal more damage within a limited number of actions. When the concerto state
Guaranteed
ends,
crit
Robin
for,
will
like, 3
immediately take action.
turns.
Besides her talent to motivate with her voice, my sister is also adept at listening and observing. The efforts of her companions will bring her inspiration and strength.
Robin's
sister
talent
is so
allows her to
pretty. My
regenerate
sister
additional
is-
energy after her allies attack enemy targets.
My
Coupled with
sister
allies'
is a
high-frequency
pretty.
attacks, Robin can regain her ultimate usage more frequently. Robin's technique creates a special dimension around herself that lasts for a certain duration. Enemies within this dimension will not target
Heart
Robin and will
monsters.
instead follow her. After entering combat with enemies
is
there,
just charm.
she'll regenerate energy at the start of each wave. To summarize, as a Harmony character, Robin's core mechanism lies in her ultimate, which allows all allies to act immediately. Combined
One
with her
thing I
ultimate's
really
additional
do
damage
like
effect
about
and her
Harmony,
skill's
though, is
damage
like,
boost
at
effect,
first,
the team can deal higher
when you
damage more
first
frequently
think of
within a
Harmony,
limited
it
number of
sounds
cycles.
Experiencing the beauty of harmony in her singing is best done by attending one of her concerts.
Indeed.
Yeah, I gotta shut
We
up
will
when
now
he
see
speaks
a
because
previous
I need to
performance
hear
by
him.
Miss Robin, where she collaborated
So
with
like
two
when you
other
first hear of
superstars.
Harmony, it sounds very
With her
positive
leading the
and
vocals,
like
she sets
really
the
good,
tone
right?
for the
And
entire
as
performance
units
by using her
themselves,
skill
they
first. In the midst of Miss Robin's
they
singing,
really
the
are
two
great
partners
because
receive
they
a damage
buff
boost buff.
your
The
team.
partners launch their attack, and with their help,
But
Miss
in
Robin's energy is
story,
now
their
fully
path,
replenished.
the path that they're
Before any
following,
discordant
basically
notes can
their
disrupt the harmony,
religion.
she showcases her
very
outstanding crowd control
cultish.
abilities and promptly unleashes her ultimate.
Because
helping her
when they
partners
say
regain
Harmony, they want
control of the
everyone
center
to be
stage.
one.
She then steps back behind
So,
her companions, continuously empowering
like,
them with their
they
singing.
want to operate
Her
just
radiance is dazzling, yet also gentle and harmonious. She prefers to stand behind her companions, offering her harmony to them. Together with her partner's performance, they reach the climax of the entire piece.
In the midst of Miss Robin's song, her partners spring into action.
But yeah, so, like,
and each of their attacks come
by
from extra
nature,
damage.
harmony is
The
sounds
Galactic
positive, but
Baseball
their
Tornado,
religion
the
is.
Trailblazer, activates their ultimate property,
I feel like it's
delivering
one of
a
the
heavy
most
blow
dangerous,
in the
'cause,
middle of the song.
like what Robin does.
Perfect coordination. The two dancers swiftly moved to the beat, their intricate steps complementing each other rather than getting in the way, showcasing a harmony of their own.
With the accompaniment of Miss
Sounds
Robin
okay.
singing, Madam
Like,
Herta
instead of
delivers
being
the final
straightforward,
dance.
like let's say
Perfect
Nanook and
curtain
his
call.
destruction,
It's
where
time to call it a
people
day.
they just
What a
all like
splendid performance!
destroying stuff.
Do we get an
Harmonies like
encore?
they lure you
Mr. Owlbird's
into
meticulous and scientific
joining
commentary
their
is also
cult.
quite impressive,
Then
and I
eventually
apologize
you
for
just
my
get
previous
lost
comments.
In the cult. That is so scary.
Not at all. The beauty of harmony in Miss Robin's singing has simply brought us together. So, could you also give us a meticulous and scientific analysis of Miss Robin's recent situation?
I want to eat Sunday. I want to eat him so
The Charmony
much. He's
Festival
so
is
tiny
just
and-
around the corner,
and
the
edible.
family would like to invite a meticulous and scientific media personality to cover it. Mr. Owlbird is just who we're seeking. Here's an advance on your fee. I'm looking forward to our collaboration.
If you're looking for a meticulous and scientific host, you've come to the right person. We warmly
Right
invite all our
person,
viewers
right
as well.
bird.
The curtains have been raised for the festival, and the Once in an Amber Era Charmony Festival is about to begin. The plan of festivities, Petticone, awaits your arrival.
本がスタルレル Okay, real quick. How much of the guests in the Albert show are playable characters? How do you check that? Keeping up with Star. Because there really just isn't any way that Sunday isn't playable. He needs to be. I need him in my team. Oh, I can't. They don't have thumbnails of the guests. Well, naturally, they have thumbnails for. Okay, you know what? Wait, no. I was gonna say I haven't really watched this one for Aventurine yet. I don't really watch all of these videos for the like explanations of the skills, because I just learn it when I already have them. But this is quite interesting because they have Ratio as the guest, and I've seen snippets of it. It was quite funny because Ratio was being really tsundere towards Aventurine. I wonder who was the guest for Acheron? Is it Black Swan?
Here.
Oh yeah, it is. Obviously. For Gallagher, who was it?
Interesting.
Eh? Do 4 stars not have like a show? Where's Albert? Huh?
Fire damage. In the Besotted state, enemies receive more weakness break damage. When allies attack a besotted target, the attacker
They just go straight into
interested in
it?
sampling the planet of festivities' dreamiest soda.
Oh,
you
they
won't
really
find
don't-
it under the waning lights.
Oh, that's
In order
very-
to get to know Petticone's most legendary drinksmith, you'll need to hang
Oh, I can't
around
believe they
some
do
shady
that. I
street
don't-
corners first.
It's not the same with Genshin. With Genshin, they're kind of treated like that's a big chest. In Genshin, the units are kind of treated equally in terms of the collected miscellany, which is hosted by Dainsleeve. Like whether 4-star or 5-star units, they kind of have the same format ish. But it looks like for 4 stars they don't have like the talk show set up. That's
Before the start of this
Amusing
episode,
too,
please allow
though.
me to
Should be
share a
Sampo, I believe.
audience.
For the
The
best
production.
tools. For Misha.
Welcome to
Okay, so it's the
Penacony,
same
a land of
format.
intoxicating-
There's no talk show setting. Okay. Curious. How about for ratio? I'm guessing it would either be Screwlum or Ruanmei. Because it can't be Aventurine because he wasn't introduced yet.
When he was still a young, I feel like I'm
It
getting
is Screwlum. Okay, that's cute. For a Bibaterline, who do we have? Ophilacha! Tell me it's Welt. It should be. It has to be Welt.
As
Is it
long as-
Welt?
Hi, guys.
Oh, it's Sushang. Okay. What about? Well, Himeko probably. Himeko-chan. Where's the Albert? Oh, it's not. They don't have the talk show setting. Okay, interesting. Kara. Imbibitor Lanai. Imbibitor Lanai.
What drew these three here together to fight under the noonday sun?
Oh, it's
That's
March.
me.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, that makes sense because that's Sun Hung. I thought it said the hidden powers of the retired man, of the reticent man. Luca Kafka. Ho, please tell me it's Tail. Shippo. It has to be Shippo. It is! Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I love Tail. He's really good. Such a good character. I kind of don't like Ho, but I love Tail.
Oh, what are you afraid of?
He's so cute. Okay, that's it. That's actually just really it. I just wanted to hear Sunday. I'm on my knees for Griffin Potter's voice acting is so good.
Entered its
So good
countdown
as
phase.
Sunday.
The singer Robin, famous throughout the cosmos, has announced in a recent press
Well,
conference
that
that
is
she
the
will release a
master.
new album for the festival.
It's for Mikhail. And for the future of
For
Penacony.
Mikhail.
Come with me.
I'll come with you.
Everyone, let's deal with these thugs first. Then we'll
Okay, I just need more Sunday crumbs.
Like fireflies to a flame. Life begets death.
Almost there. Okay, so the Septimus flicks his wand. That happens. That's Saccharon. That's Firefly, and then he kind of. Can I slow it down? Okay, I promise. This is the last thing, and then I'm out. Then I'll probably check back in for the concert. I just can't.
Newsflash! Penacony's Charmony Festival.
Fade away.
Oh, that is so insane. That's so Bayonetta. Which is also so funny because I was thinking when I heard "Fly Me to the Moon," like with the Sparkle concert thing, with the jazz concert thing from Sparkle, I immediately thought of Bayonetta, especially since I just finished watching this Didn't Wake to Eat trailer. And then this boss reminds me of Bayonetta, of course, and then Fly Me to the Moon immediately. Bayonetta. But then I thought back to it again. I was thinking Well, MiHoYo owners are like huge nerds over Evangelion, and they also have Fly Me to the Moon as the soundtrack. Then they also have Angels in the anime. It was just funny. Like when you mentioned Angels and then Moon, Fly Me to the Moon. Is it Bayonetta? Is it Eva? Is it Sunday? Where is my Sunday? Oh, Sunday. Wait, I can't make it sour. How do you make it sour? Speed. Is this too slow? Oh, that sounds awful. Oh my god. Does he have a wand? Okay, but he looks like he's dancing here and doing like conductor-ish stuff, movements. I need my Sunday. It's March. That's us. So like they're like he's doing the same gesture as the Septimus. Septimus Prime. Those are thighs. Okay, yeah. Sunday Aventurine, they will both be alive for sure. No deaths in Penacony. They already said it directly from the story. There are no deaths possible in Penacony, so nobody will die. Everybody's gonna be alive by the end of the story, so I have nothing to worry about. Sunday, Aventurine, they'll all be alive. Hey, Genuine, I know you have stuff to do, but it's really fucked up over here. Oh my gosh. I'm not I'm not gonna explain why this is so funny, but if you know it, it's terrible. I wish I didn't know why it's so funny. It's Petition for Robin concert. No wait, they are back. You're at my special. If I can stop one hottie from dying. Nobody dies in Penacony. The only thing that's impossible in Penacony is wait, what? Oh, that's not good. Cause if Ratio said that it's not death that is impossible in Penacony, it's dormancy. So he's saying dormancy is possible in Penacony, but death is possible. Oh, that's a terrible realization. Well, what does Ratio knows? He's not from Penacony. He doesn't know anything. But yeah, whoever dropped by and see me watch Sunday say things in English normally, like any normal person would, thank you so much. That's basically it. I'll probably be back in a couple of hours for the in about 5 hours for this concert. Have the notification on. I really wish. I'm wishing to hear. Surely there should be White Knight and Samudvartha and what else? Wildfire. But I also want to see Argentines and let's say Ratios demo themes as well. They're so great. Also want to hear. I'll be honest, not really a big fan of Argentines demo music. But Monodrum is also good, but also, they cannot leave out your color, because it's one of the best character demo themes. And then I also want a live version of the Reverie Hotel's creepy music. I would love to see that live. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm gonna go out and probably, I don't know, I'll maybe farm for like 5 minutes for start. I already did my dailies, but before I sleep, probably scroll to Twitter, but yeah, I have work earlier, so yeah, bye. Sunday is alive. Sunday will rise again. Believe in Sunday. He will be back. Thank you so much. Bye.